Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you found us. Today, this is a video from last year, hence the blonde hair, but I thought it was way appropriate for this time of year, and since I didn't post it last year. Anyway, what we're talking about today is what you should know about Halloween and your pets. So let's just get into it. Halloween is such a fun time. It's a fun time if you have four-legged children or two-legged. But today we're talking about our fur babies for sure. Dogs, I didn't know if you know this, but dogs are super attracted to chocolate. Cats are too, but dogs are like super attracted. And chocolate is so dangerous for dogs. It can cause high blood pressure, it can cause their heart to race, and it can kill them because of a chemical, theobromine. This chemical can also kill cats, and cats do like chocolate as well. So with Halloween being a candy type of holiday, we really need to watch what we do and people in our homes do with candy. It does not need to be left at pet level or on shelves or tables that pets can reach, because it could lead to a trip to the emergency vet and it may not come out as we all would hope. Another super dangerous chemical, Xylitol, is around at this time of year as well. It's found in artificial sweeteners, and it can be in unsweetened gum, it can be in unsweetened candy, it can be in mints. So this is another one. In fact, it's my understanding about this one that they pretty much taste it and they drop dead. They swallow it and they can drop dead. So definitely watch out for that as well. Some other items that are dangerous for our dogs and cats and pets are onions, chives, garlic, leeks, alcohol, grapes, raisins, currants, hops, and macademia nuts. Just some things to keep in mind as we go through this fun but often deadly holiday season for our pets. Some other things to worry about with our pets this time of year is stress, because the stress of the doorbell, a stress of a lot of people being around, a lot of loud noises can cause our cats and dogs to be stressed. And how do you know this? Dogs will pant, they will pace, sometimes they will whine, they can misbehave, they can bite at people. Cats will pace a lot and they'll run off and hide. So what can you do to help your pet during this time? Well, there's a couple of things. One, definitely show them a lot of love, a lot of pets, a lot of, letting them know it's okay, you're safe. Another thing you can do is by closing them in a room away from all of the noise, away from the stimulus that is bothering them. Before you close them in a room, though, there's a few things you need to do. One, take your pets out to potty. You don't want them to get in trouble for pottying where they're not supposed to when it's your fault. Two, put a sign on the door you're using. If you're having company over, put a sign up. Your coat is not in here. This is not the bathroom. Dog, cat, don't open the door. Second thing you can do to make this even safer is if you have a dog gate or a child gate, put that inside the door so if somebody does open the door, the dog still can't run out. Another thing you can do is make sure you have water in there for them before you shut them up. That's super important. And doing a sweep of the room you're putting them in just to make sure there's nothing dangerous that they could get into. The last thing to watch out for is during this time is open doors. People coming and going, or you're opening the door to welcome people or whatnot, and they could run out. Now, we all love Halloween and we all love costumes, and we love to dress our pets. So here's some tips and tricks for costumes for your dogs. One, make sure they fit. Make sure there's room around their torsos, around their legs, their arms, around their necks. Make sure nothing's getting squeezed or squished. They're not supposed to be tight, guys. And if the costume has a hat or a hoodie, like this little chicken costume on Henry here, make sure the hoodie does not cover their eyes. You want to make sure they can see and they can breathe. And that's very important. If they can't see, they could run into something. They could fall off a bed or a chair and hurt themselves. So make sure they can see, make sure they can breathe, and make sure it's not tight on them anywhere. Another thing you can do is make sure the thickness of the costume is appropriate for the weather. If it's, a balmy 90 degrees where you are for Halloween, don't put your dog or your cat or other animals in a wool or thick costume. I mean, come on, would you wear it? And if you would, still don't put your pet in it. Now, Another thing is when you get costumes for dogs, make sure they're easy to put on. Make sure you're not stressing your dog or hurting them by putting these costumes on. So the costume needs to fit. It doesn't need to be too small. If you order a costume the size that you think it should be and it's tight, don't leave it on your pet because you think it's the right size. It's not. Go up a size and return. I do this all the time. Even when I measure them the way they say and I get the wrong size, I definitely return it because I want them to have the room around their bodies and their legs and stuff so they can function. Now, again, I'm checking the hat or the hoodie to make sure Sam in his cute little shark costume here can see. I don't want him running into stuff. I'm making sure it's loose around his belly, his torso, and I'm making sure his arms are free as too. Also, you want to make sure, if I didn't already say this, that there's not a lot of buttons or jewels or, little things attached to dog costumes because they will bite at them and they could swallow those and get them caught in their throats. And that is very dangerous and we don't want to do that. Again, your pets should be happy in their costumes. They should not be stressed out. If your dog is visibly stressed from wearing a costume, please take it off. Now, I will say if your pets wear clothes throughout the year or clothes when it gets colder, then they should be fine in a costume, but only if the fit is correct and you take the time to double check the arms and the torso and all of those places. Now, maybe you can't afford a costume or maybe your dog is not comfortable in a costume. I get it. These things are expensive and I only buy one costume about every 2 years to make it last. And then I use it, if depending on the costume, for pajamas later. Like I would cut the hoodies off of these and sew the neck up and make it a pajama. Just a little trick there if you want to extend the life of these Halloween costumes. But be sure if you use them from year to year to make sure they still fit. An option instead of a costume is to get t-shirts, and you can get t-shirts with cute little things like this pumpkin or Batman for Henry, and they could wear a t-shirt, especially if they're used to wearing a t-shirt. This is a cute option. I mean, I even have a t-shirt that is a barcode for Halloween. So, they're just doing like people. Again, when you're putting the costume on, your dog should not be stressed. They shouldn't look uncomfortable. As you can see, Sam's fine with this. He's done it a million times. Now, even though they were good in the Halloween costume, they like the t-shirts better. They're more comfortable. They've worn them before. If you want your dog to be super comfortable in their Halloween costume, put it on them a few times before Halloween and let them build up that let them get familiar with it, people. But t-shirts are a great option. I love to do t-shirts. If I wanted, take them to grannies in their Halloween costume and maybe an accident happens and somebody pees on their costume, then I have t-shirts always for the next day for backup. So I hope all these tips and tricks for Halloween for our pets has helped. Definitely look up theobromine and Xylitol. They're down in the description. You can see for yourself how dangerous these are for our pets. Also, if you're going to have a party, put your pets away so they don't have an opportunity to run out the door or to get stressed or even bite somebody by mistake. I think that's the worst thing that can happen to a pet is we allow them to get stressed and they bite somebody and then they get in trouble because they bit somebody. I'm a big believer that if a pet bites somebody, it's the owner's fault. Sorry, not sorry. So I hope you like these ideas. Be sure and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below.